Okay, I totally have to get used to vlogging in public, but we are at Kid City right now. Travis and Chloe and Zakari are in the play structure running around. There's a lot of kids making noises, but it's actually really quiet here. It is Monday, which is Thanksgiving here in Canada, and it is fairly quiet. I don't think a lot of people realize this place is open a lot of holidays. So we try to come here because it's it's a lot quieter than a regular, Saturday where there'll be like 6 birthday parties going on. So, and only Z has to pay. Everybody else is over the age of 12, so it costs us like $8 to get in. So anyhow, I'm going to show you some clips of him having fun here, and then I'm going to do our update of I think it's week 5 and 6. Yeah, week 5 and 6. I'm combining the two. I always try to stay ahead of it, but not this week. Why are you holding him like that? Wow, where are you going next? Oh my good God. You're making me dizzy just watching you do that, buddy. Here we go. Are you scared of it, Chloe?
I don't mess with you.
See, he loves it. He wants to hold the clown's hand.
Oh my God.
Is that a heart? Is that a heart? This is anatomy class. We're gonna put it back. Oh, what's that? Oh, pick it up. What's that one? It's a brain, you're right. I think it's funny you like all these parts. Okay, can we put the brain back?
A brain.
What do you want to buy?
A brain.
A brain? Give the baby high fives. Yeah, give him a kiss. Aww. Don't bang the TV, so you got your brain. Hi guys, it's Monique from earlylearningmom.com. I'm here to do an update on weeks 5 and 6 of our homeschool so far for the 2019-2020 school year. I'm going to be completely honest that I have struggled this year, and I think it's because I have to change the way that I'm teaching Z and adapt it to tailor more to him. And I have to get out of my head that learning is always done in the form of textbooks and workbooks, and just because that's how I learn doesn't necessarily mean that's how Z learns. And we're really finding that when we focus on our Doman International programs following the Doman method founded by Glenn Doman, we are seeing a lot more changes out of him than when I'm sitting down with actual workbooks and curriculum and all that stuff. So that being said, I have been having some internal mama struggles that I need to work through to be a better homeschool teacher for my son. That is why year-round homeschooling is such a blessing, because yes, we have done some homeschool this year, in the last, 5-6 weeks. We're not at the point that I would want to be if we were only homeschooling 36 weeks out of the year. I would be in panic mode, but I'm not. And because I've dealt with a lot, if you've seen some of my past videos, I put too much on my plate. I had this beautiful weekly planner with all the lessons that we were going to do on top of doing therapy and on top of, running a household and on top of, running a home business. And then throw in, my love for blogging and vlogging and the stuff that keeps me happy on top of that. And, balancing my other 2 children, their extracurricular activities, the list goes on and on and on. Well, I clearly found very quickly that my anxiety levels were through the roof and I couldn't figure out why. Well, it didn't take me long to discover that I had overloaded myself too much. So the last couple of weeks I've just stepped back and we've brought it back to the bare necessities. So we were working on our math facts, which were going really well. Z is starting to remember his math facts, and we introduced some vocabulary words, just words that were in his homemade books, and I told him the quick definition, showed him the word, and then we played games with the cards. It all took 2 minutes a couple times a day, if that, probably a minute 3 times a day, and where I would show the words and I would say, which one means this? And he picked the right word. And once he got it, we moved on and we introduced some more vocabulary words. We started really focusing on our brachiation. And I believe I'll have that video posted before this one where I show Z brachiating. He's come so far with that. We started with just hanging, and I talked about in my first brachiation video where he would, I would put him on and see how long he could hold on for. Sometimes it was 2 seconds, sometimes it was 20 seconds, and he didn't really have a set goal, and I wondered why it wasn't working. And I realized that it was better to set him with a goal. So we started with 5 seconds, and we worked up to 10 seconds. And by the end of week 6, we had him up to 16 seconds. And at that point, actually a little bit before that, he was really showing an interest of actually brachiating across the monkey bars. And so we started working on it, and he's been doing fantastic. So that has been a positive. We did do a couple Tweedlelinks videos with him. To go through that series again. We haven't been that consistent with it, but we're going to get back on that on week 7. And we also have been reading the Smiley and Sarah's Healthy Habits and Self-Care Tweedlelink books, and we've just been, reading a story here, reading a couple a week, and that's been really awesome. We were doing the number people stories, but I found he was confusing that with his addition facts. So the number people are a way to teach multiplication using right brain stories and stuff like that. But I found it would confuse him because we were memorizing addition facts, but then reading a story about multiplication facts. And I believe he can learn both, but I think right now we just need to focus on one. So we're probably going to put the number people away, no matter how much I think it's a cute book. We will come back to it. Now is just not the time for it. What else? We were pretty consistent on masks. We got him up to 50 seconds, which is the max amount of time he's supposed to actually wear the mask, and we were up to 40 masks a day. So now this week our goal is to try to get him up to that 45 or 50 point, which is like the sweet spot, which is where our goal is and Doman International wants him to be at. We have been doing ease therapy, which I've done a video about that in the past. You can scroll down and it'll be in the description if you scroll down. It's a listening therapy. We use headphones, and it plays music at different tones, and helps train the brain to be less sensitive. Right now, Z has a really hard time in groups, where I could be talking with somebody and tuning out everybody else. He has a hard time. He hears the entire world. So it's to try to help retrain the brain to be less sensitive. So we have been fairly consistent with the ease therapy, and we have done a few of his ionic foot baths, but not as rigorous as I would like. So that is a goal for myself for week 7, is to get a few more foot baths in, because those help him quite a bit. The weather has been so crummy here. I have been wanting to do our running program for so long, and it just wasn't happening. We had a terrible autumn. Of course, these cats all come around me and start cleaning themselves. So anyhow, we just had a really terrible autumn with tons of rain, and it's just not appropriate running conditions, especially for new runners. So we didn't do that. And so on Friday, I brought back creeping, and I wanted to, and he loved it. He did amazing with it. We did 8 laps, which equaled 10 meters. 8 laps, which were 10 meters, so it was 80 meters a session, and we did that 10 times to do 800 meters. So I think what we're going to do this week, for week 7, our goal will be to try to do the same amount of meters, but cut it in half the session. So to do, 16 laps to do 160 meters in 5 sessions, just to get it done a little quicker. So we were doing that. And so that's kind of where we're at. We are doing a lot of reading. I actually didn't bring my books to share with what we read. I'm wondering, I'm not sure how I should be doing this. Like, the updates are great, but I really miss doing what we read in a month, so those might be coming back. I haven't fully decided yet. But one thing we did do in these 2 weeks is we did do more of a grocery plan and more of a food plan, and it's still a work in progress. It's not perfect, and I want to take more time in week 7 to do some more food prep. We had on Sunday our humongous freezer delivered, and it is like, I'm not sure if you guys watch Jay Morrell's channel, Jay Morrell and the Large Family Kitchen, or Large Family Table. Sorry, I love her channel. And it is like Jay Morrell size freezer, like the same one that she has on her channel. I'm pretty sure I have the same version, and I wanted that because every time I saw that freezer, I need that freezer. I need that in my life. And it came on sale, and then we got free delivery, and it arrived. I can't go any bigger. It's a 20 point something cubic foot. I'm not sure how they measure freezers, but it's a 20.2, I think. And they barely got it down in my basement, and the guy told me there's no way you can go any bigger. So I'm extremely happy with it, and I've been slowly filling in some, lunches and some, breakfast baking, and my husband and I plan on doing a big meal prep. We're going to go do some grocery shopping on Saturday, like next Saturday, so we'll talk about this in the next update, and just get a bunch of meals planned, so meals are one less thing that I have to worry about. But I've been just trying to get my house more organized, and I've been trying to get our routine more organized, and so far I'm starting to feel a bit better. I know my workload is a little heavy this year, but that being said, there's going to be a lot of changes in my daycare come September. I'm going to have a bunch of part-timers that are kindergartners going off to grade 1. I'm going to have a little one that's going into kindergarten, and he's going to be going to daycare in his school. So there's going to be a lot of changes happening there, and I'm hoping at that point that I will just keep the little ones that I have left and create a lighter workload for myself. So that's kind of our plan, and I feel like grade 2 is going to be just a growing process, and Z is doing well, and as long as we focus on his Doman International programs and we throw in a lot of reading, I think we're gonna do okay. So anyhow, that is my update. I'm excited to update you guys about what's happening this upcoming week. We have a trip to the fire hall, and as you saw at the beginning of this video, we had I shared our outing. So anyhow, I hope, yeah, what did I share? This is what happens when I do videos late at night. Yes, we went to Kid City, and that was actually on Monday, and so technically that would be week 7, but it was a holiday, so I'm counting that as week 6. And we also went to the Halloween store, and Z had so much fun there. He loves Halloween, all that stuff. It doesn't scare him. He finds it super fun, and that's just who he is. So anyhow, we had a lot of fun at Spirit Halloween store. So I hope you guys enjoyed the clips earlier and my update. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks for watching.